everybody, it's CQ the Kid here. Welcome back to even more Ace Attorney. Last episode, we believe we got the handle on Mr. O. Jake Marshall, as now we finally got him to really confess to his crime after he lunged out at Edgeworth for not being as competent as he was today about SL9. Now let's continue with where we are now. It seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins and knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught by the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. I don't see a problem with that. So I guess we should just press everything like a madman. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor in the evidence room. If no one was murdered, how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is that he is the donor. It's way too small. It was way too much blood for a small donation. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of the investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my... Phoenix. His little brother or big brother was killed during it. It's in the thing. That day was my last chance, that's why. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to... No. Okay, I'm gonna press. But first things first, I also want to go into the court record and just remember that thing. Page 2 out of 4. Okay, there we go. Why'd you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If it didn't look like it was Goodman, if it didn't make it look like it was Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. I have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyways, he threw himself on me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it turned out that way. Me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out in... Oh, so he used the same knife he cut Officer Meekins with his beard. I didn't manage to escape. I knew which areas would be caught on the camera. So you did your research beforehand. I don't think... Not... Now it doesn't make... I don't think Marshall killed Goodman. That wouldn't make sense to me. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape erased every 6 hours. If it all gone on this plan, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat with your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Mr. Avajorth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker is already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. How did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer, this is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. I'm only putting this up because I want to hear it. There we go. It can't just be forgiven by a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. I know why. Probably wants me to present there. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is that he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't tend to complain about how things turned out, but there's something that so bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Alright. It's your little brother. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file right here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. Is a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Prosecutor? He must have been talking about the King of Prosecutors Awards. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. The case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant and the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. It was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That's all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. You mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew our brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. That's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me! Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened in the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. I'm not satisfied with the resolution. Also planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as a detective, and then he entered the evidence room. Officer Minkins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. At the exact same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office. Sorry, I was taking a drink. This fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance, it's got to be more than just that. If no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, then that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which, in turn, means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
Objection!
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me. The boys got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make a single word or less. That's my case. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds its defendant. Why does this keep happening? You're back. Cool. Emma, defense has an objection, a scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Sorry. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. That's Edgeworth for you. He's a nice man. I was kind of in shock. I mean, fighting out the SO9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. The name of both Sky Sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. I decided to make the rest of these 30-minute videos. Why? Because I want to get to the end of this game quickly, so we could start the second one too. Then it left only one thing, the other handprints. You mean the traces of blood that were found in the Detective Gumshoe's locker. No fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured I examined it scientifically. There'd be no clues, so I ran over and looked at it again. Did you find something? No. Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Oh, is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can take long, it's you. Hey. Oh boy. Time's up now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident in the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of any more help, but still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Of course we have to object. Wait a second. The Blue Badger. You've been starting pretty and you've been staring pretty intensely at those 4 planets. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these 4 plants. Something is missing. Missing. Where is the Blue Badger? Let us pray the defense is sincerely trying to buy time. Very much right. There's gotta be something I can use. The question is, which I can prove there's something missing in the floor plants. That's the Badger! What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, the mascot of the police force, defender of the truth, guardian of the poor. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the crime scene plans. The Blue Badger's not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. He's blocking the locker. That's right, so long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot on the locker! What? So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What do you say? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put them there. That's right. Think through the word scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on the locker. So that means this blood mark was left before the Blue Badger was brought in. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It might sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Oh my god! Thank you! I don't want to watch that stupid badger dance a million times. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous! I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, this is... If it's before, hold on a moment. If it's before, there's only one thing. It's 7 sevens. Whoever 7 sevens is, and if I'm correct, then it looks like our killer is Damon Gant. And it makes sense with the autopsy report. 420. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence. When did it occur? It occurred when the first guy went into the evidence room. Prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake, whatever, who was browsing us Detective Goodman. Another incident took place in the evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. Then tell us. When did this first incident take place? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows the murder took place. There's only one piece I can show to that. And that one piece is you. An ID card is required. 7 sevens. Let's see, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, it would be 4:40. Mr. Edgeworth, just what have you done? Never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act. Does not take a lot. There couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I won't. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. And when the second incident took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Fortunately, that's physically not possible. I mean, the crime must have taken place before Miss Edgeworth entered the room. Which, let's be real, looking at this, 20 minutes and 10, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of the car being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That's 17 too many. Unfortunately, I am unable to look at the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID numbers belong to someone with the rank of captain or higher, someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation which will be granted authority. If an official charge filed against the executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I'd appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. You are your own little executive. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we looked up her ID number, and it's not 7777777. Don't play at me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I'm just fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge. I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At least at the time, occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. What you say? Let's go get Chief Prosecutor during that trial 2 years ago. Did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say you did? If I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved, even if it involved forging evidence. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Oh my god. That's... I said these videos are going to be 30 minutes. We're going to end this one off here a little early. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Ace Attorney. And I will see you all next time. Because, my God, I just got slapped in the face with a bunch of realization. See you next time.